You know that feeling when you're lying in bed at 3 in the morning and you're asking yourself, is this real? Is what I'm feeling actually love? Or am I just caught up in something that feels good right now? I think we've all been there. And here's the thing, love isn't just butterflies and romantic gestures. Real love, the kind that actually lasts, the kind that changes you, it's so much deeper than what we see in movies. And psychology actually backs this up. There are real, measurable signs that what you're experiencing isn't just infatuation or attraction, it's the real deal. So today, I want to walk you through 7 signs of true love that are actually supported by psychological research. And I promise you, by the end of this video, you're going to know whether what you have is something worth holding on to. Let's start with something that might surprise you. The first sign of true love is that you actually see your partner's flaws and you're okay with them. Now, I know what you're thinking, wait, shouldn't love make someone seem perfect? And that's exactly the trap so many of us fall into. In the beginning stages of a relationship, there's this thing called the halo effect. Your brain is flooded with dopamine and oxytocin, and honestly, you're kind of high on love. Everything about them seems perfect. But here's what psychology tells us. True love kicks in when that chemical high starts to fade, and you begin to see the real person standing in front of you. You notice they're messy, or they're stubborn, or they have that annoying habit of interrupting you when you're talking. And instead of running away or feeling disappointed, you look at those flaws and think, yeah, I see all of that, and I still choose you. Dr. John Gottman, one of the leading researchers on relationships, says that successful couples don't have fewer problems than unsuccessful ones, they just handle them differently. They accept that their partner is human. They're not trying to change them into some idealized version. And that's what real love is. It's not blind. It sees everything, the good, the bad, the weird, and it says, I'm staying anyway. So, if you're with someone and you've started noticing their imperfections, but you still feel that pull toward them, that's not a red flag. That might actually be one of the greenest flags there is. The second sign, and this one's huge, is that you feel safe enough to be completely yourself. I'm talking about the kind of safety where you don't have to perform. You don't have to be funnier, smarter, prettier, more successful than you actually are. You can show up in your sweatpants with no makeup, having the worst day of your life, and you're not worried they're going to judge you or leave. Psychologists call this secure attachment, and it's one of the strongest predictors of a healthy, lasting relationship. When you have secure attachment with someone, you trust that they're not going anywhere. You can be vulnerable without fear. You can say, hey, I'm struggling today, or I'm scared, or I messed up, and you know they're going to hold space for that. And here's the beautiful part. When you feel that safe, you actually become a better version of yourself, not because you're trying to impress them, but because you have the emotional freedom to grow. Research shows that people in secure, loving relationships tend to be more confident, more creative, and more willing to take risks in life because they have that solid foundation to come back to. So ask yourself, do you feel like you can breathe around this person? Can you ugly cry in front of them? Can you admit when you're wrong? If the answer is yes, you've got something real. Now, the third sign might sound simple, but it's actually incredibly powerful. In true love, you genuinely celebrate each other's successes. And I don't just mean you say congratulations when something good happens. I mean you feel it. Their win feels like your win. There's this concept in psychology called capitalization, and it's all about how couples respond to positive events. When your partner comes home excited about a promotion or a personal achievement, how do you react? Do you match their energy? Do you ask questions? Do you make them feel seen and celebrated? Or do you kind of brush it off, or worse, feel a little jealous or threatened? In healthy, loving relationships, there's no competition. You're on the same team. When they grow, you don't shrink. When they shine, you're not standing in their shadow feeling insecure. You're right there next to them, cheering louder than anyone else. And the same goes for them. They're your biggest fan, not because they have to be, but because your happiness genuinely makes them happy. That's what love does. It expands. It doesn't contract out of fear or insecurity. So if you're with someone who roots for you, who brags about you to their friends, who wants to see you win as much as they want to win themselves, hold on to that person. Sign number 4 is all about conflict, and I know that sounds weird, but hear me out. In true love, you fight fair. Every couple argues. If someone tells you they never fight, they're either lying or they're avoiding real intimacy. But what separates lasting love from everything else is how you handle those disagreements. Do you attack each other's character, bring up past mistakes, say things you can't take back? Or do you focus on the issue at hand, listen to understand rather than to win, and genuinely try to find a solution together? Psychologist Dr. Sue Johnson, who developed emotionally focused therapy, talks about how the best couples don't fight less, they repair better. After an argument, do you both take responsibility for your part? Do you apologize sincerely? Do you make an effort to reconnect? Because that's what matters. Love isn't about never hurting each other. We're human. We're going to mess up. Love is about what you do after the hurt. It's about coming back to the table, even when it's hard, and saying, we're going to figure this out because we matter more than being right. If you're with someone who can admit when they're wrong, who doesn't use your vulnerabilities against you in a fight, and who always comes back to repair the connection, that's true love showing up. The fifth sign is something researchers call the Michelangelo effect, and it's one of the most beautiful concepts I've ever come across. It's the idea that the right person sculpts you into the best version of yourself, not by changing you, but by seeing who you truly are and encouraging that to come forward. Think about it like this. Michelangelo looked at a block of marble and saw David inside it. He didn't create David. He revealed what was already there. That's what true love does. Your partner sees your potential, your dreams, the person you're becoming, and they support that growth. They don't try to mold you into what they want. They help you become who you've always wanted to be. Studies show that people in relationships where they feel seen and supported are more likely to achieve their personal goals. They're more confident, more motivated, and more fulfilled. So, think about your relationship. Does this person make you feel like you're expanding or shrinking? Do they encourage your passions, even if they don't fully understand them? Do they believe in you, especially when you don't believe in yourself? If you're with someone who sees the masterpiece in you and helps chip away everything that's not truly you, that's not just love, that's transformational love. Now, sign number 6 is something we don't talk about enough, but it's critical. In true love, there's a deep sense of friendship. I'm not just talking about liking each other. I mean, you genuinely enjoy spending time together. You laugh together, you can sit in comfortable silence. You're not just lovers or partners, you're best friends. Research consistently shows that the strongest marriages and long-term relationships are built on friendship. In fact, Dr. Gottman found that couples who maintain a strong friendship are significantly more likely to stay together and report higher satisfaction in their relationship. Think about your partner. If the romance disappeared tomorrow, if you took away the physical attraction and the grand gestures, would you still want to hang out with them? Would you choose them as a friend? Because passion fades and flows, life gets stressful, things get routine, but friendship, that's the glue that holds everything together. When you can turn to your partner and say, I just want to tell you about my day, or let's stay up late talking about nothing and everything, that's when you know you've got something solid. True love isn't just about being in love. It's about genuinely liking the person you're in love with. And finally, the 7th sign, the one that ties everything together, is that you both choose each other every single day. Love isn't just a feeling. It's a choice. It's a commitment. And in true love, both people wake up and actively decide, I choose you today. Not because it's always easy, not because everything is perfect, but because the relationship matters, because the person matters. Psychologists talk about the difference between passionate love, which is intense and chemical and often fades, and companionate love, which is deeper, steadier, and built on commitment and mutual respect. True love evolves from that initial spark into something more intentional. It's in the small things, the way they make you coffee in the morning, the way they text you during the day just to check in, the way they prioritize you even when life gets busy. It's in the big things too, staying through the hard times, working on the relationship when it would be easier to walk away, showing up even when they're tired or frustrated or scared. That's the kind of love that lasts, not because it's effortless, but because both people are willing to put in the effort. So here's the truth. True love isn't perfect. It's not a fairy tale. It's messy and real and sometimes really hard. But when you have it, when you're with someone who sees your flaws and stays, who makes you feel safe, who celebrates you, who fights fair, who helps you grow, who's also your best friend, and who chooses you every day, That's when you know you found something worth fighting for. That's when you know it's real. If this video resonated with you, do me a favor. Hit that like button, drop a comment below, and tell me which sign spoke to you the most, or share your own story of true love. And if you want more content about real relationships, the kind that go beyond the surface and get to the heart of what actually works, make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications. Because we're building a community here of people who believe in real love, messy love, the kind that actually lasts. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.